You know that feeling? You've had a completely chaotic day, and for some reason the simple act of tidying up a single shelf feels like a deep sigh of relief. Well, it turns out our urge to organize has almost nothing to do with being neat and everything to do with what's going on inside our own heads. So let's peel back the layers on why our brains are so drawn to creating order.
It's a great question, right? For some of us, a messy room is like a puzzle just waiting to be solved. It's satisfying. But for others, it's just a huge source of stress and anxiety, like a mountain you can't even start to climb. But here's the thing. Both of those reactions, believe it or not, spring from the exact same place in our brain. And this right here is the core idea we're going to dig into. At its heart, organizing is a psychological tool. It's a way we can grab onto some control in our immediate environment when the bigger things in life, work, relationships, the future, feel completely out of our hands.
Okay, so first things first, let's just bust the biggest myth out there. People who love to organize aren't just neat freaks. No, the psychology behind it is way more complex, and honestly, a lot more interesting.
Just think about it. You've had a really stressful day at work, nothing went right, and you come home feeling totally frazzled. All of a sudden, the idea of sorting your spice rack alphabetically seems like the best idea in the world. That's not random. That's your brain, desperately searching for a simple, predictable task with a clear start and a clear finish just to feel grounded again. It's a way to hit the reset button.
And get this, that feeling of control, it's not just in your head. There's real biology at play. Beyond just the psychological comfort, your brain is literally giving you a reward for tidying up.
This is where the brain chemistry gets really cool. When you tidy up, you get this powerful 1-2 punch. First, the act of creating order actually lowers cortisol. That's our main stress hormone. In fact, studies have found higher levels of cortisol in people who describe their own homes as cluttered. At the same time, every little task you finish, wiping a counter, making the bed, releases a hit of dopamine, that good job chemical that makes us feel accomplished. It's like the perfect neurochemical cocktail for feeling better. So yeah, that feeling of lightness and accomplishment you get after a good cleaning session, it's not just a feeling. It's your brain chemistry literally changing. You are chemically less stressed and more rewarded. Your biology is basically giving you a high five.
Now, this chemical response is tied to an even deeper instinct. Your subconscious mind is constantly scanning your environment for signals of safety, signals of well-being. And our homes, more than anywhere else, are broadcasting these signals loud and clear. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Every pile of mail, every stack of unfolded clothes, every single object that's out of place is like a tiny visual to-do list. It creates this constant, low-grade hum of stress in the background of your mind. And for people who are highly sensitive or maybe prone to anxiety, that whisper, well, it isn't a whisper at all. It's loud. It's distracting noise. So organizing becomes this vital coping mechanism. They're not trying to impress anyone with a clean house. They are literally trying to create a space that feels safe enough so they can finally get a little bit of quiet inside their own head.
But it's not all about defense, right? It's not just a coping mechanism. Organizing can also be this really profound form of creativity. It's about turning your space into a reflection of who you are, telling your own story without ever saying a word.
Seriously, think of your home as your own personal canvas. The way you arrange your books, by color or by author, whatever, it says something about you. Where you put your plants, how you set up the flow of a room. All of this is a form of nonverbal self-expression. It really is a kind of art. And the act itself, it can be incredibly mindful. The repetitive motion of folding laundry, the rhythmic back and forth of sweeping, the intense focus of sorting tiny things. These actions can pull you out of all those anxious thoughts and plant you firmly in the present moment. It's basically a form of active meditation.
Okay, so this brings us to our final point, and it might just be the most profound one. At its absolute deepest level, organizing is about letting go and choosing who you want to become.
Have you ever tried to get rid of an old t-shirt or an unused gift or some broken gadget and found it surprisingly hard? That's because you're not just dealing with an object. You're dealing with the memory, the identity, and the story that's attached to it. Decluttering can feel so heavy because it's an act of emotional release.
This process of letting go can be a really powerful ritual for growing as a person. You hold an item, you acknowledge the story it represents, who you were back then, and then you can consciously choose to release it. See, it's not about getting rid of stuff. It's about intentionally making space for the person you are today and the person you want to be tomorrow.
And this creates this amazing feedback loop because your environment is always talking to you. A messy space reinforces that feeling that you're overwhelmed, that you can't cope. But a tidy, intentional space, it sends a totally different message. It whispers, "You've got this. You are capable."
And really, that's what it all boils down to. Organizing isn't about the objects, it's about the power of choice. With every single thing you touch, you're making a decision. This matters to the life I want. This stays. This part of my past, this can go. Every single one of those choices is a small act of defining your present.
So, the next time you feel that urge to tidy up, don't just dismiss it as a chore. See it for what it is, a powerful form of self-care, happening in real time. It's you actively creating a sense of peace, clarity, and control, one small, intentional task at a time.
So, I'll just leave you with this question to chew on. For you, is organizing a way to find control? A way to quiet the noise? A way to express yourself? Or a way to let go of the past? Your answer might just reveal more than you think.